Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, explain every PCB surface finish type you need to know for your PCB production. HASL is one of the most common and traditional PCB surface finishes, and the reason is simple. It is low cost, easy to manufacture, and gives strong solderability. HASL means hot air solder leveling. In this process, the exposed copper pads are coated with molten solder. Then hot air removes the extra solder and levels the surface as much as possible. The final structure is simple: copper pad, covered by a solder coating. But here's the important part. HASL is not a perfectly flat finish. The solder layer can become rounded, thick, and slightly uneven. For large through-hole pads, simple connectors, and basic SMT components, this is usually acceptable. However, for modern fine-pitch components, this uneven surface can become a serious assembly problem. BGAs, QFNs, and small IC pads need very good flatness and coplanarity. If one pad is higher than another, solder joints may become inconsistent. This can cause poor wetting, open joints, tombstoning, or reliability issues. So the key takeaway is this: HASL is a good low-cost finish for simple PCBs, but it is not the best choice for BGA, QFN, or fine-pitch designs. Lead-free HASL is the RoHS-compliant version of traditional HASL. It uses the same basic idea, but with a lead-free solder alloy. In this process, the PCB is coated with molten solder, and then a hot air knife removes the excess solder from the exposed pads. The difference is the material. Instead of traditional tin lead solder, lead-free HASL normally uses a tin silver copper alloy, known as Sn-Ag-Cu. This makes the finish suitable for modern electronics that must follow lead-free and environmental requirements. It still gives good solderability, good copper protection, and a low manufacturing cost. But lead-free HASL has the same main limitation as normal HASL. The surface is not perfectly flat. The solder coating can still be thick, rounded, and uneven. That is why it is not ideal for very small pads, BGA footprints, QFN packages, or high-density SMT assembly. For simple boards, power electronics, through-hole components, and cost-sensitive products, lead-free HASL can be a good option. So the key takeaway is this: lead-free HASL is low-cost, solderable, and RoHS-compliant, but it is still not the best finish when your PCB needs very flat pads. Sn-Ag is one of the most popular premium PCB surface finishes, especially for modern SMT assembly. Sn-Ag stands for electroless nickel immersion gold. The layer structure is copper, then nickel, then a very thin layer of gold. The nickel works as the main barrier and solderable layer, while the gold protects the nickel from oxidation during storage. The biggest advantage of Sn-Ag is flatness. Unlike HASL, Sn-Ag does not create a thick, rounded solder layer. Instead, it creates smooth, flat, gold-colored pads. This is why Sn-Ag is widely used for QFN packages, BGA footprints, fine-pitch ICs, and high-density PCB designs. Another major benefit is shelf life. Because the gold protects the surface, Sn-Ag boards can usually be stored longer than OSP or immersion tin if they are handled and packaged correctly. Sn-Ag also gives the PCB a clean and professional appearance, which is why many high-quality boards use gold pads. However, Sn-Ag is more expensive than HASL or OSP, and the plating process must be well controlled. So the key takeaway is this: Sn-Ag is flat, reliable, and excellent for fine pitch, BGA, and QFN assembly. OSP is a very thin and very flat PCB surface finish. OSP stands for Organic Solderability Preservative. Unlike gold, silver, tin, or solder finishes, OSP is not a metal coating. Instead, it is a thin organic layer applied directly over the exposed copper pads. This organic film protects the copper from oxidation before soldering. The biggest advantage of OSP is flatness. Because the coating is extremely thin, the pad surface stays very flat. This makes OSP suitable for fine-pitch SMT components and modern automated assembly. It is also lead-free and usually low-cost. But OSP has one important weakness: it is sensitive to handling and storage. Fingerprints, moisture, contamination, and poor packaging can reduce solderability. During reflow soldering, the OSP layer is consumed, and fresh copper is exposed so solder can bond to it. That means OSP works very well when boards are manufactured, stored properly, and assembled quickly. But it is not ideal for long uncontrolled storage or repeated reflow cycles. So the key takeaway is this: OSP is flat, low cost, and lead-free, but it must be handled carefully and assembled within the recommended time. Immersion silver is a flat, conductive, and solderable PCB surface finish. It is made by chemically depositing a thin silver layer directly over the exposed copper pads. The layer structure is simple: copper, then immersion silver. Because the silver coating is thin and uniform, the surface remains very flat. This makes it useful for fine pitch components, high-speed circuits, and RF PCB designs. One of the strongest advantages of immersion silver is electrical performance. Silver has excellent conductivity, so this finish is often used in circuits where signal quality matters. You may see it around RF traces, antenna structures, impedance-controlled lines, and high-speed layouts. But immersion silver has an important limitation: tarnish. Silver can react with sulfur compounds in the environment. Over time, this can cause discoloration, surface contamination, or reduced solderability if the boards are not stored correctly. That is why packaging, humidity control, and clean handling are very important when using immersion silver. So the key takeaway is this: immersion silver gives a very flat and highly conductive surface, making it good for RF and high-speed designs, but it needs protection from tarnish and sulfur exposure. Immersion tin is a flat solderable PCB surface finish, where a thin layer of tin is chemically deposited directly over exposed copper pads. The structure is simple: copper, then immersion tin. The final surface is usually matte silver white, smooth and flat, because it does not create a thick rounded layer like HASL. Immersion tin is useful for fine pitch IC pads and press fit connector pads. This finish is lead-free and gives good solderability when the board is fresh and properly stored. It can be a good option when flatness is important, but the cost must stay lower than premium finishes, like N-Ag or N-E-P-I-G. However, immersion tin has two main concerns. The first is shelf life. Over time, tin and copper can form intermetallic layers, and solderability may decrease. The second concern is tin whiskers. Under some conditions, tiny conductive tin filaments can grow from the surface, which may create reliability risks in sensitive electronics. Because of this, storage time, process control, and application type are very important. So the key takeaway is this: immersion tin gives a flat solderable surface for fine pitch pads, but it has limited shelf life and possible tin whisker concerns. Sn-Ag-Cu is a high reliability PCB surface finish used when a board needs advanced assembly capability. Sn-Ag-Cu stands for electroless nickel, electroless palladium, immersion gold. The layer structure is copper, then nickel, then palladium, then gold. Each layer has a specific job. Copper is the base pad. Nickel works as a barrier layer. Palladium improves reliability and bondability. Gold protects the surface and keeps it clean before assembly. Sn-Ag-Cu is especially useful when a PCB must support both soldering and wire bonding. That makes it common in advanced packaging, chip-on-board designs, BGA assembly, medical electronics, aerospace systems, automotive electronics, and other high reliability applications. Compared with N-Ag, N-E-P-I-G adds a palladium layer. This improves the surface for wire bonding and helps reduce some reliability risks associated with simpler finishes. But Sn-Ag-Cu is not normally used for cheap or simple PCBs. It costs more and the process must be controlled carefully. So the key takeaway is this: Sn-Ag-Cu is a premium surface finish for high reliability electronics, wire bonding, BGA assembly, and advanced manufacturing. Hard gold is a PCB surface finish designed for wear resistance, not for normal soldering. This finish is mainly used in areas that experience repeated mechanical contact, such as edge connectors, gold fingers, keypad contacts, sliding contacts, and connector mating surfaces. Think about a PCB edge connector being inserted and removed many times. The contact surface must survive friction, pressure, and repeated movement while keeping low electrical resistance. This is where hard gold is useful. The typical structure is copper, then a nickel barrier, then a thicker hard gold layer. The gold layer is harder and more durable than the very thin gold used in N-Ag. This gives better wear resistance and longer contact life. But hard gold is usually not used for standard solder pads. It is more expensive, and thick gold can cause solder joint reliability issues if used incorrectly. For normal SMT solder pads, finishes like N-Ag, OSP, HASL, immersion silver, or immersion tin are usually better choices. So the key takeaway is this: hard gold is for edge connectors and contact surfaces. It is not normally used for regular solder pads. Soft gold is a high purity gold surface finish, designed mainly for wire bonding and advanced electronic packaging. In wire bonding, a very thin gold wire is attached directly to a gold pad. For that bond to be strong and reliable, the pad surface must be clean, soft, pure and highly bondable. That is exactly what soft gold provides. The typical layer structure is copper, then a nickel barrier, then a soft high purity gold layer. Unlike hard gold, soft gold is not designed for repeated mechanical wear. It is designed for reliable bonding performance. You will often find soft gold in chip-on-board assemblies, hybrid circuits, semiconductor packaging, sensor modules, and high reliability electronics where direct wire bonding is required. Handling is very important. Fingerprints, contamination, poor storage, or surface damage can reduce bond quality. Because of the cost and special process, soft gold is not usually selected for ordinary PCB solder pads. A simple way to remember it is this: hard gold is for mechanical contact, while soft gold is for wire bonding. So the key takeaway is this: soft gold provides a clean, high purity surface for reliable wire bonding and advanced packaging. Carbon ink is very different from most PCB surface finishes because it is not a normal solderable finish. Instead of being used for component soldering, carbon ink is used for electrical contact areas. A conductive carbon layer is printed onto selected parts of the PCB, usually over keypad pads, button contacts, switch contacts, or low-cost interface areas. When a rubber keypad presses onto the carbon pad, it creates an electrical connection. This is why carbon ink is commonly used in remote controls, calculators, control panels, membrane switches, and other low-cost human interface products. The structure usually includes copper underneath, solder mask or base material, and then the carbon ink layer on top. The carbon layer provides conductivity and improves wear resistance for repeated button pressing. But this is the warning: carbon ink is not intended for soldering. Solder may not wet properly, and heat can damage the carbon surface. It should not be treated like N-Ag, HASL, OSP, silver, or tin. So the key takeaway is this: carbon ink is excellent for keypad contacts and low-cost switch areas, but it is not a standard solderable PCB finish. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please share, like, and comment below. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos.